Because nothing ever was created, nothing will ever disappear. Nothing ever is born, nothing ever dies. That's the way the things are functioning. So if you are lucky enough to stumble into a situation where this stranglehold of thought is not there anymore, you will realize, you see, what I am saying. You see, it's not an experience. It's not part of my experiencing structure. I have not captured anything within the framework of this experiencing structure and talking about. It is not something that I can say I know. You see, there is another kind of a knowing, if I may use that word, just the way, you see, the body knows that it is functioning. But you and I know the function of the body in a different way, and that too is through the help of the knowledge that is given to us by the doctors who have observed certain things. And the heart does not know that it is pumping blood. You see, the body does not know that it is alive. The body does not know that it is dead. It has no way of experiencing those two things. So for all practical purposes, death does not exist. You have no way of finding out for yourself and by yourself the fact that you are alive or dead. So I've said a lot of things are now common.
Huh? So that's what you're expressing a thought. That's what you think.
No, that's not what I think. This is not born out of my thinking, or it's not out of a logically ascertained premise that I'm talking about. You can brush all this aside and say it's nonsense. Goodbye and good luck to you. That's all that I can say.
We picked out from what you were saying is, from our acquaintance with philosophy, we know that any skepticism is based on certain presuppositions, and we're used to questioning those presuppositions. Now we come back to you and say, how do you know that thought is doing this operating? Is that a piece of knowledge?
No.
In which case we're back in square number one.
The question, how do you know, how demands to know. You see, otherwise you won't ask the question. How implies that you want to know, and whereas I am emphasizing that your attempt to understand the reality of anything and experience anything outside the field of that knowledge is an exercise in futility. So don't even bother about trying to find out the reality of anything. See, we have to take it for granted. The reality that is imposed on us by culture. You see, otherwise I have no way of functioning in this world sanely and intelligently. So I accept the reality of the world as it is imposed on me for purposes of communication. And that communication is only simple things, as where can I get the water, how can I get to this place, island, whatever is your number. These are the only questions that I'm interested in, but not ask the questions about reality, the ultimate reality, and so on and so forth. There is no how, that's all that I'm saying. The very fact that we are asking the question how to live is the one that has created the problem, and the problem is the human values that are imposed on us, you see. They are false. So it has falsified, you see, our lives, but we are not ready to brush them all aside, you see. There is no way you can do it. That is possible, you think, only through the help of a new mode of thinking. So I'm not suggesting that there is no other way of thinking, you see, other than the way we are thinking, and that thinking is the one that has created the problems, and through that you cannot resolve this problem at all. What you mean by thinking is to use thoughts put in by the society, culture, or whatever you want to call, to achieve certain goals, you see. So you place the so-called spiritual goals on a higher level.
So you're thinking about purpose, you're talking about
achieving a goal. Achieving a goal. It doesn't matter what the goal is, happiness. You see, we are not concerned about God, truth, reality, enlightenment, and all that stuff. You see, we can brush that all aside. But everybody, whether he's here or in India or in America, or Australia, God knows, Russia, is only interested in one thing. That is happiness without even one moment of unhappiness. Pleasure without one moment of pain. That's what everybody wants. And so our God, enlightenment, you see, all that stuff is the ultimate pleasure, you see, placed before us as a goal. And the instrument which you are using to achieve your so-called spiritual goals, permanent happiness, permanent bliss, eternal happiness, God knows what, is the same instrument that everybody is, even the thief there in the prison is using exactly the same instrument to get out of the prison. The one which you are using to achieve your spiritual goal, it's matter. You see, thought is matter. So all your spiritual goals are materialistic, you see. When you go to a temple or church, what do? You see, you ask your prayers. What are your prayers? You want this, you want that, you want material goods. If you don't want material goods, you want spiritual goods. If you don't want spiritual goods, some eternal goods. And
are you saying this is a survival mechanism that has gone in the wrong direction?
Survival mechanism that is necessary for the survival of this body is already there. You don't have to do anything about it.
Then why is it there? Why is the demand there?
The demand is introduced by culture. That's all that I'm pointing out. It's the tragedy of man. Why it occurred is an idiotic question which we ask. Why it occurred, this self-consciousness or separateness from the totality of life around, is this a meaningless question? It is there, you see. It is that is responsible for my misery, you know. Sorry.